One time, while driving home late at night, around 10 p.m., I stumbled upon a peculiar discovery. The streets were eerily quiet as I halted at a red light, casting a casual glance around the deserted intersection. It was a stark contrast to its bustling daytime demeanor. To my left, adjacent to a divider, something caught my eye, a phone lying on the wet ground. Intrigued, I stepped out of my car for a closer look, confirming it was indeed a cell phone despite its damp condition. Surprisingly, it was an iPhone, and to my amazement, it powered on with a simple press of the button. Upon arriving home, I inspected the phone closely, finding it seemingly unharmed. Determined to reunite it with its rightful owner, I encountered a hurdle. It was password protected. Despite several attempts at guessing the code, and even resorting to asking Siri for assistance, I hit a dead end. All I had was a single lead name, Brian. Opting for a digital lost and found, I turned to Craigslist, posting about my discovery and providing pertinent details. Within a day, a response emerged. However, skepticism arose when the first claimant, Joe, failed to corroborate the name. Persistence paid off when another reply surfaced, this time from someone named Brian. With excitement, I arranged to meet the owner, despite a fleeting moment of apprehension about sharing my address, rationalizing that it was a simple act of goodwill. I provided Brian with my home address. As promised, at 8 p.m., a knock echoed at my door, revealing a figure matching Brian's description short, with reddish hair and of average stature. Handing over the phone, I recounted the discovery's location. After a brief exchange, he departed, leaving me with a sense of fulfillment for having completed a good deed. Little did I know, this simple act of kindness would lead to unexpected consequences. As I pondered my next move, the realization sunk in. My lost phone wouldn't just magically reappear. Settling into my work routine on the computer, a glimmer of hope flickered as I scrolled through my emails. Among the mundane subjects, one caught my attention: cell phone. Could it be? Eagerly, I clicked on the email, my heart racing with anticipation. The contents were concise. A stranger claiming to have found my phone and requesting a hefty finder's fee of $400. Disbelief washed over me. Was this some cruel joke? I replied promptly, agreeing to meet and expressing my disbelief at the demand. However, doubts gnawed at me as I realized the sender remained anonymous, hiding behind a generic Gmail account. Their insistence on the fee only fueled my frustration. Determined to resolve the situation, I proposed a public meeting, but the response was silence. As the day drew to a close, I left work with a heavy heart, grappling with the dilemma. At the store, I reluctantly purchased a temporary phone, torn between yielding to the extortion or standing my ground. The thought of surrendering to their demands stoked a simmering anger within me. Arriving home, I braced myself for the impending confrontation. An hour later, a knock echoed through the silence of my apartment. Peering through the peephole, I spotted a figure cloaked in winter attire, a black jacket, hat, sunglasses, and scarf obscuring his features. Opening the door cautiously, I faced the mysterious figure, barely discerning his stature. With a demand for $400, he brandished my phone tantalizingly. I tried to reason with him, questioning his audacity. His response was chillingly simple. He wanted the money. Frustration boiled within me as I stood face to face with the extortionist. The urge to reclaim my property warred with the injustice of the demand. How would I navigate this morally fraught encounter? Frustrated by the audacious demand, I stood my ground, asserting my rightful ownership of the phone. But my defiance was met with a torrent of curses from the intruder. Without warning, he advanced into my apartment, catching me off guard. With no time to react, I retreated, the door wide open behind me. Heart pounding, I raced towards the nearest refuge, the bathroom. Adrenaline fueled my sprint, granting me a precious lead. Slamming the door shut and locking it, I prayed for safety as the intruder attempted entry. Relief washed over me as he retreated, though his lingering presence kept me on edge. Alone and trembling, I clutched my newly acquired Walmart phone, dialing 911 with trembling fingers. Desperately, I relayed the harrowing ordeal to the dispatcher, relief flooding my senses as help was promised. Cowering in the bathroom, I listened helplessly as the intruder ransacked my home. Minutes stretched into eternity, each sound amplifying my terror. When the police finally arrived, the intruder had vanished, leaving behind a trail of destruction and stolen valuables. Surveying the aftermath, I recounted every detail to the authorities, hoping for justice. Yet, despite their assurances, my stolen phone remained elusive, a painful reminder of the violation I endured. In the aftermath of the ordeal, suspicions lingered. Was the perpetrator a mere opportunist, or someone with sinister intentions lurking in the shadows of my familiar surroundings? The unsettling incident left me shaken, questioning the safety of my sanctuary. Despite the passage of time, the memories of that night still haunt me, a stark reminder of the vulnerability that lurks beneath the facade of normalcy. The frantic search for my missing phone led me to the depths of my basement, a realm seldom visited. With trepidation, I descended into the dimly lit abyss, the feeble light barely illuminating the cluttered space. As I scoured the area near the vacuum, a sudden noise shattered the eerie silence, accompanied by a fleeting movement in the shadows. Frozen in disbelief, I watched as a sinister figure emerged from behind a towering box. His appearance sent shivers down my spine, a chilling reminder of the vulnerability lurking within the confines of my own home. With adrenaline coursing through my veins, I fled, every instinct screaming for escape. Gasping for breath, I burst through the door, racing towards the safety of the outside world. Panic consumed me as I realized I was stranded without keys or phone, my only refuge lying in the anonymity of a neighbor's doorstep. Desperation fueled my plea for help, a stranger's kindness offering a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos. Together, we watched and waited, our nerves on edge as the minutes stretched into eternity. Relief flooded over me as the flashing lights of law enforcement heralded their arrival. With trembling hands, I recounted the terrifying encounter, my heart pounding with each passing second. As officers combed through my home, their discovery sent a chill down my spine. The intruder, still lurking within the shadows of my basement, apprehended at last. The sense of violation lingered, a stark reminder of the fragility of security within the confines of our own sanctuary. Felt a surge of panic, realizing my phone was missing. Recalling our routine at the park, I deduced that I must have left it behind during our workout. With a sinking feeling, I retraced our steps, my heart racing with each passing moment. spotting a figure in the distance. My hopes soared momentarily, only to plummet as the individual scooped up a phone from the ground and hurried away. Frantically, I gave chase, my shouts falling on deaf ears as the figure continued to distance themselves from me. Desperation fueled my pursuit as I closed the gap, determined to reclaim what was rightfully mine. Yet, despite my efforts, the figure remained elusive, disappearing into the twilight. Defeated, I returned to Mikey, my frustration mounting as I recounted the encounter. With a heavy heart, I acknowledged the loss, resigned to the fact that my phone was now in the hands of a stranger. The incident served as a stark reminder of the vulnerability inherent in our reliance on technology, prompting me to take greater precautions in safeguarding my belongings. Yet, despite my newfound vigilance, the nagging uncertainty lingered, a reminder of the fleeting nature of security in an unpredictable world. Man reluctantly opened the door, his expression guarded as he faced our accusatory stares. I wasted no time in confronting him, demanding the return of my phone. However, his denial was met with an unwavering insistence on the truth. Undeterred, I pressed him further, recounting the events at the park in painstaking detail. Yet, his facade remained intact, his demeanor veiled in defiance. Frustration surged within me as he retreated into the safety of his home, leaving me with unanswered questions and a gnawing sense of injustice. Though tempted to pursue the matter further, I recognized the futility of escalating the confrontation. With a heavy heart, I retreated, my mind racing with unresolved tensions and lingering doubts. Returning to my car, the weight of the encounter hung heavy in the air. Despite the disappointment of my failed attempt to retrieve my phone, I found solace in the solidarity of my friend, Mikey, whose unwavering support offered a beacon of reassurance in the face of adversity. As we drove away from the quiet residential street, I couldn't shake the feeling of unease that lingered in the aftermath of the encounter. Though the immediate threat had passed, the lingering uncertainty cast a shadow over the tranquility of the evening. Reflecting on the events of that fateful night, I couldn't help but wonder about the stranger who had crossed my path. What compelled him to take what wasn't his? And more importantly, what drove him to deny it, even in the face of undeniable evidence? Though the answers remained elusive, the encounter served as a sobering reminder of the unpredictability of human nature and the importance of remaining vigilant in the face of adversity. With a renewed sense of resolve, I vowed to remain steadfast in the pursuit of justice, determined to reclaim what was rightfully mine and uphold the principles of honesty and integrity in an ever-changing world. The adrenaline-fueled pursuit had escalated into a chilling confrontation, leaving us facing an unexpected threat as the door swung open, revealing the menacing figures wielding baseball bats. Fear gripped us, sending us scrambling back to the safety of my car. The surreal sight of the armed individuals pursuing us, their intentions unknown, propelled us into a desperate flight to escape their grasp. With hearts pounding, we raced through the streets, the ominous shadows of pursuit looming behind us. Fueled by fear and instinct, I navigated the winding roads with reckless abandon, driven by the primal urge to outrun our pursuers. The echoing sirens of approaching police offered a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos, their arrival signaling the dawn salvation. As the authorities intervened, the tense standoff reached its climax, culminating in the apprehension of the assailants. Amidst the chaos, the truth emerged, unraveling a web of deceit and criminal activity. Though the ordeal had ended, its impact lingered, a sobering reminder of the dangers lurking in the shadows of familiarity. Reflecting on the harrowing events, I acknowledged the recklessness of my actions, recognizing the perilous path I had unwittingly ventured upon. Yet, amidst the turmoil, there remained a sense of gratitude for the unwavering support of a friend, for the swift response of law enforcement, and for the fortunate twist of fate that had led to the recovery of my stolen phone. As I drove away from the scene, the weight of the experience weighed heavy on my mind, a cautionary tale etched into the fabric of memory. In its wake, I resolved to tread more cautiously, mindful of the dangers that lurked beneath the veneer of everyday life. In the aftermath of the tumultuous events, a sense of solemn reflection settled over me. The adrenaline-fueled chase and the confrontation with danger had left an indelible mark, a cautionary tale that would linger in my consciousness for days to come. With each passing moment, the gravity of my actions weighed heavily upon me. I couldn't shake the nagging feeling that I had danced too close to the edge of danger, risking more than I had bargained for in pursuit of justice for my stolen phone. The revelation of the assailants' involvement in illicit activities added a sobering layer to the ordeal. What had begun as a quest to retrieve a lost possession had unearthed a dark underbelly lurking beneath the surface of my seemingly ordinary existence. As I contemplated the events of that fateful night, I couldn't help but feel a sense of gratitude mingled with apprehension. Gratitude for the swift intervention of law enforcement, whose timely arrival had spared us from potential harm. Apprehension for the realization that danger could lurk in the most unexpected places, waiting to ensnare the unwary in its grasp. In the days that followed, I found myself haunted by the specter of what could have been a confrontation turned violent, a moment's hesitation leading to irreparable consequences. The close call served as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of exercising caution in the face of uncertainty. Yet, amidst the shadows of uncertainty, there remained a glimmer of hope, a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. As I navigated the aftermath of the ordeal, I vowed to approach each day with newfound vigilance, determined to learn from the mistakes of the past and forge a path towards a brighter, safer future. As the echoes of that harrowing night gradually faded into memory, I found solace in the lessons learned from the ordeal. It served as a stark reminder of the fragility of security and the unpredictability of life's twists and turns. In the aftermath, I resolved to approach each day with renewed caution, mindful of the dangers that lurked beneath the veneer of familiarity. Yet, amidst the shadows of uncertainty, I found strength in the resilience of the human spirit, a beacon of hope illuminating the path forward. Though the road ahead may be fraught with challenges, I am determined to face them with courage and fortitude, drawing upon the lessons learned from the past to navigate the uncertainties of tomorrow. And as I look towards the horizon, I am reminded of the power of resilience, the unwavering resolve to persevere in the face of adversity, to emerge stronger and more resilient than before. For in the tapestry of life, woven with threads of joy and sorrow, triumph and tribulation, it is our resilience that ultimately defines us, a testament to the indomitable spirit that resides within each and every one of us.